Howdy, partner. My name's Ekello Harrid, and yes, I'm wearing a pseudo cowboy hat. That's because I was down in Texas last week at my wife's cousin's wedding. It was beautiful. The ceremony was beautiful. The food was great, great hugs, the kind of environment that reminds you that life is bigger than whatever AI model just dropped yesterday. And yet, somewhere between the brisket and the dancing, I had time to have conversations about artificial intelligence, especially with one of my wife's cousin's husband. He is a software engineer in the Austin area where you need lots of software engineers. And we talked so extensively about his dreams and what he wanted to do and how artificial intelligence could help him, because that's what I do. That is what I do. And if you're here, this is why AI matters. I've taught thousands of authors and creatives and artists how to use artificial intelligence to enhance their business. And I've done it successfully. I've helped people grow businesses to $1 million revenues through content creation, structured systems, teachings, and yes, a little bit of force of personality. Now, I'm super proud of that, and I want you to go on this this journey with us. And here's the real thing. I don't just teach AI because it's flashy. I teach it because structure changes lives. And today, we're going to dive into the most powerful tool for structure available right now. Google Notebook LM, not a toy. It's not just some kind of summarizer, but it's infrastructure. I'm going to show you in this video how to use it inside of your workflow, how to use it for research, how to use it for world building, and how to use it to build systems instead of chasing hacks. Because if you are building anything meaningful right now, you need structured intelligence. This is why AI matters. Before we jump in, if you're serious about building with AI instead of just watching other people build with it, then hit subscribe. I don't just do surface level, sort of top level reviews. That's not the only thing that I do. I break things down, workflows, how to actively use, write, publish, research, vibe code, and build with this thing. Have the leverage to move the world with this knowledge. And if you want to be a part of like the StoryHacker community, I've got links in the description below. If you want to be part of something that's bigger than you, check the links below. That's where we go deeper. That's where we build real systems for creative people who want agency. All right, let's talk about Google Notebook LM. This is Google Notebook LM. It is probably one of my favorite tools that I've ever used. So why am I even covering this? Because inside of StoryHacker, we had somebody ask me a question. And today I was watching a video and somebody brought something up that like I wanted to definitely cover. And I need better systems. I want to show people how to use better systems. So I'm helping creatives build universes, structured series, published. I want them to publish consistently, research intelligently, and stop drowning in AI noise. I cannot do any of this effectively without some type of structured research. Google Notebook LM it's not about the convenience of it. It's about control, and control is everything. Most people treat Google Notebook LM like it's a summarizer. That's not what this is. This is a grounded intelligence, which means you can choose your sources. You can turn them on or off. You can cite everything. That way you don't have this open-ended little hallucination sort of energy thing going on. This is controlled AI. All right. If you care about structure over chaos, systems over hacks, and builders over spectators, then this is the tool. This is the thing for you. Let me make this personal. All right. My mother-in-law passed away about 2 years ago, and she kept these handwritten notes, including a personal log from September of 1977. So I copied it into Google Notebook LM. Now, instead of that being a forgotten document in a drawer, it becomes something alive. Let me show you. This right here is the main page when you are greeted with it. And what you want to do is I'm going to go over to Janice's history notebook. I've got one entry in it that I pasted the information from her journal into this, and I am able to have this and personal notes. I could actually make a infographic, which I will just do by clicking on it. I can make a slide deck just by clicking on it, and I can make tables or mind maps of the things going on in her life. I can make video overviews. I could make audio overviews, which, by the way, if I did make an audio overview, it's interactive. And I can explore this context. I can restructure the narrative. I can build historical texture. I can preserve legacy. Then that's when it hits me. It hit me like so hard that this isn't just, it's not just for research. This is a memory amplification machine. That's legacy over novelty. That's why AI matters. Now, here's the advanced move that most people do not get. They miss this so hard. What I want you to do is not casually prompt Google Notebook LM. I want you to use another AI to write your deep research prompt, meaning that when you're in here, you can give it the ability to do research. Right up here, I can give it a long-winded sort of prompt or a short prompt. It's better if it's long, but what I did was I had this prompt, and I'm going to read it to you really quickly. I can't really zoom in on it, but I can read it to you really quickly. So here's the prompt. I'm working inside of Google Notebook LM, and I want to do some deep research on this entire subject of remotion. I gave it this prompt. I want you to give it back in a very detailed prompt to help me do the best deep research specifically for the things that I am asking so that I can get the great content out of Google Notebook LM. I do deep research with remotion, meaning that I want deep research. This is dictation. So how it works with Claude Code, how it works with Codeex with OpenAI, and how it works with Google Gemini anti-gravity. I want these things to tie in supercharged ways, my content creation, how I can become a better content creator. I want to be able to do that so that I have all of the information off of the internet that helps me to do that. It was a rambly thing, but it worked, and it gave me Google Notebook so that it could do the research. I tell it exactly what I need, what depth you want, what specifically matters, what you want it to output it as, how you want it to output it. Then you paste this prompt right into Google Notebook LM, switch it from fast to deep research, import everything, remove the failed sources, and Bob's your uncle. Right here, deep research, it automatically becomes that. And then you get to pick all of your sources, ixnay anything that isn't actually working, and you are off to the races. Use AI to talk to AI. That's called high agency. Now, let's talk about creative infrastructure. All right, so I have a sci-fi universe called Lucky 7. Years of Scrivener chaos, dossiers, brain dumps. I distilled all of that into a few MD files and actually brain dump of the actual universe and all of these things that I could think of. I put it into 3 documents. I uploaded them from just 3 documents. I've generated franchise Bibles, mind maps, infographics, video overviews, audio briefings, socio-economic reports, data tables. You have to see this. So this right here is my Lucky 7 universe, okay? So what's amazing to me about the Lucky 7 universe is it all came out of my head. And I needed a way to show other people if I wanted to sell either a book or sell possibly the rights to make this into film or something like that. Once I started thinking of NotebookLM as a content sort of disseminator, meaning that you can actually make this content of written word into visuals, into actual audio podcasts, into all kinds of things. Once you realize that you can do that, it starts becoming something different. So this right here is a narrative development framework right here that really gives you a very intricate breakdown that you could feed into a large language model and it can instantly know your universe. Okay. This right here is a infographic that you can't see, but this right here is a slide deck that you can build based on your story. So everything you brain dump into your story, it actually makes a huge, big difference. Let me show you some of the actual infographics that I've come up with. Here's an infographic for the Lucky 7. It shows the Wand Syndicate. It shows the Architects of the Future. It shows the Servants of the Sun down in the lower left-hand corner. Here's an infographic on 10 times your development on Claude code. So I was thinking about making a Claude code video, and this was the basis for it. This right here is the ClaudeBot ecosystem, your sovereign AI assistant. This right here is also a take on the whole idea of the two sides of a personal AI future. Here is a illustration of the news of the week, all of the things that had happened over the last week, a sort of news roundup. This is also that same news roundup. This is the Codeex pipeline, which is a video I did last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago. The same creative sort of thing. I wanted to show it in a different way. This is the dawn of practical AI agents. And there are even the slideshows go out as PDFs. So I'm able to actually create slide shows all on the same subject. Very dynamic, very interesting sort of slideshows. Here's another slideshow. And as you can see in this slideshow, you can see the differences in the way that it presents the information. You just have to give it a lot of scaffolding on how it should create these slides, and it'll do pretty much whatever you want it to do. You can create videos.
Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're jumping straight into the Lucky 7 universe, a future where, let's be honest, humanity is trapped in this giant solar system-wide pressure cooker.
I have several videos, two different videos that I've made from my own content.
All right, let's get into this. We're about to unpack an absolutely incredible story of survival.
And as you can see, it has all of this information at your fingertips. You're able to do all kinds of things. It lets me see my universe from outside of my own head. That's creative leverage. That's systems over hacks. Now, let's switch to the builder. When I'm working on pipelines from Remotion or Codex and Claude Code and Gemini, and try Googling all of that stuff. It becomes this endless exercise. I needed to create a notebook. So I imported Reddit threads and GitHub documents and licensing pages, and then I asked, how does this all integrate? What does this cost? What license do I need? It's just all of this stuff, because it's grounded in all of the sources that you pick. It gives you structured answers and it cites everything. This is how you research like a builder, like a person who builds for a living. That's how you do real research, not just like a Googler. I love the studio feature where I can build stuff, where I can generate audio overviews. I can turn these sources into incredibly interactive podcast where it actually talks back to you, and you can create all of those videos and maps and reports and infographics and flashcards and data tables. It doesn't just answer questions for you. It generates assets. It makes stuff that you will actually use. And if you're running a creative business, those assets, all of that stuff, it's leveraged to get stuff done quicker. We are living in a time where you can structure your knowledge instead of just drowning in this endless sea of data. You can preserve legacy instead of losing it. You can build systems instead of just chasing hacks. This is all up to you. Or you can just scroll. I know which one I'm on. I know which side I'm going to be on, and I know where I'm going to go with this. If any of this helped you, if it helped you make you think differently, hit the subscribe. If you're building something ambitious, drop me a line in the comments. I've already had somebody reach out to me. Do it again. If any of you want to help me build something, let's build something. Let's share in a repo, and then I'll go back and forth and we can talk about something. And I'm really good project manager when it comes to products and stuff like that. So if you want to build something and you don't feel like you have the creative side, drop me a line in the comments. I read them. I read all of them. And if you want to go deeper into than just on the level surface of what AI is and all that AI noise, then join us over at StoryHacker. That's where we turn tools into systems. There are links in the description below. Go ahead, click on it. And we've got a StoryHacker Gold. You can get even more premium stuff. It's a wonderful place to be. I'm Ekello Harrid. Welcome to the studio. I'll see all of you, each and every one of you, in the next video. Talk to you later, and have a good day. Oh, bye. Have a good day. Have a good day.